Ladies and gentlemen, Hex community of all ages, hey, Jake Freedom here, coming to you live from YouTube for this week's Hex Update Saturday for November 28th, 2015. And though we didn't have a whole heck of a lot happen this week here, we did have a small minor patch. No patch notes, so I couldn't find any anyway that they were talking about. I'm sure it was just, I don't know if it's just a quality of life patch. It was nothing major in the game that changed as far as that patch came. But the cool thing about the patch is a lot of people have commented on the art here for Electroid, and he is pretty neat looking. Maybe it'll be an alternate art card at some point in the future, who knows. But they go on to say that they found some critical bugs when they were originally going to release the patch, then it was delayed because of another bug, and then they finally updated that on the 23rd there. So again, not exactly sure what that consists of. I haven't found anything on it. The next article we have here is the late developments of removal effects, and this is the second week in a row now that they've released an article about this, about how the developers go through and they talk about, how they design cards and whatnot. This is a really interesting article. They go through and they talk about the different types of removal, whether they want it to be they like direct removal, or they call it what did they call it, the other one? I just had it too. Textured removal, that's what they call it. So they have like this direct removal, textured removal, and they got to make sure the balance of the removal between the different shards is balanced. And they also go on to talk about, whether or not, any card that they make can be good. It's whether or not they want it to be good. And they say the job of the developer is obviously going to figure that out on what they actually want to cost the card at. So they give a little bit of an example here. He's like, troop removal effects are one area in which it's easy to see this. Immortal Decree would see almost universal play if it costed 1. Burn would be unplayable at cost 6. So I mean, they talk about, just how much damage it does, what type of damage it is, and then they kind of base their costs on the card by that stuff there. So it's really kind of interesting article, and they go through and they talk about the different removals, the different removal cards in the different shards here. So it's a really neat article. I suggest if you guys haven't give it a read yet, go ahead and check it out. Of course, I'll link this in the description down below so you guys can check that out at your leisure. What do we have next here? We have the top 8 invitational qualifiers. This was a sealed pool that played out last weekend. And I think that winner was, what was his name? I can't remember now. I looked it up earlier, so I want to say, for some reason I want to say Bootstrap. That's not it. Bootlace, there we go. That's his name. So anyway, there's a different decks. The particular page isn't loading right now. They just go through the different sealed decks that it was played, since it was a sealed tournament there. So now the next IQ is going to be the 6th, and then the following week, which would be the 11th or something like that. So those are going to be constructed. Then we have 2 more sealed and 2 more constructed. So we're halfway. We've got 6 people that have been qualified that are going to be going out to California there, and our 5th winner. Here was, I think you pronounce his name, just Cyrus. So he is the winner he's winner number 5. And he's a student over in, I think, France, did he say? Yes, he is from France. Yep, he's been playing since set 2, but competitively since the introduction of Armies of Myth. So he hasn't been playing, too terribly long, but he's been playing, for quite some time there. He said he's always tried different, esport games or TCGs. He never really could quite get to that final step, and then this year he talks about he actually made that step into the final round, I guess, if you want to call it there. So he's really excited about HEX. He's really excited about HEX becoming an esport, and the future of the esport. It really means a lot to him, he says. So congratulations to him, and again, congratulations to Bootlace. I'm sure we'll have that profile for you next week once HEX releases it there. And let's go on with the tournaments here when they are next. Okay, so it's the 6th and the 13th. Sorry about that. And then and then the 20th and the 3rd for sealed there. So if you haven't got your tickets, keep working on it. I've only got 3. I'm not that great. So, and then just want to say, hey, the happy Thanksgiving here. If you are in the U.S. of A, you do celebrate Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody there. And they give us a PvE card here. which I didn't take a huge look at. I just saw it here. So it's a 5 casting cost double wild 4/4 troop. It is a Shinhair Concubunny. It says when this enters play, create a random Shinhair and put it into play. When this dies, create a random Shinhair and put it into play. So I'm guessing the sockets here, the slots, will make this do something else. Obviously, when this enters play, create 2 random, and when it dies, create 2 random. So that's what the Cotton Tuft Striker does. And then the Holy Hilted Blade, it says sacrifice this, troops you control get +1/+1 this turn. So not a bad card. I don't think it's probably one of the best PvE cards we've seen. Still pretty decent. What do we have next on tap here? It is a VIP weekend, if you have forgotten about that. I will be playing in tonight's VIP. That's 8 o'clock Central Time. I believe it's sealed. I was going to check, but I'm pretty sure it's sealed. So I'm gonna guess these 2 AA cards are gonna be rotating out sometime soon, maybe. I don't know. They seem like they've been in rotation for quite some time. So maybe we'll have some new AA cards coming out. I think I have one of each so far. I'm not sure. I'll have to double check on that one. That's all we really have for news. Nothing really on the forums that really jumped out at me this week that was pertinent to talk about anyway. So we do know that this weekend is the last Saturday of the month, so that means we do get to crack a Primal pack for all of you interested in that. We do have winners for the last week. I have it up here somewhere. All right, so the top 5 for the card is Oame, O-A-M-E, and then we have Kaldheim, Trevize, Cat Eats Fish, and Tibor are the top 5, so congratulations to you guys. I'll get those cards mailed out as soon as possible. And then for the weekly pack, we have 007 Samurai. So congratulations to all there. And again, I'll put that stuff in the mail as soon as I'm done with the video here. So let's go ahead and get rid of these windows so we can get into the game and crack open this month's Primal pack. Where are we at here? Store. Open a pack. I was really surprised. I had to buy this Primal pack here, and typically, set 1 and set 2's Primal packs are, right around the $19 to $20 range, or 2,000 platinum. And I know that set 3 is definitely less value than the previous 2 sets, and I was surprised that this Primal pack was only like 650 platinum or something like that. It was ridiculously low. So, oh well, not a big deal. Let's just go ahead and crack it open and see what we have to offer you. Alright, so let's go ahead and start at the bottom with our legendaries. We have Heart of the Wrathwood and Devouring Doomspore. Pretty decent. Devouring Doomspore is one of those cards that you really want to put into a deck, but that triple blood threshold just really makes it tough to make it competitive and make it consistent. But, drafting him isn't too bad. Sealed, it's okay in sealed, but draft far much better there. And obviously Heart of the Wrathwood, one of those pretty decent cards in the Ruby Wild Ramp deck, or any deck really, depending on how you play it. So let's go ahead and take a look at our rares. What do we have? We have Blamsack, Chark Hired Horn Elite, Ageless Troubadour, Grunt's Gift, Mindrake, Noxious Glory, Valiant Escort. Then we have a Sepultura Crypt Dust. I think that's how you say that. Sepultura, Crypt, yeah, whatever. Then we have Demon of Dusk, Scroll of Yazukan, Charge Colossus, 5th Book of Daharis, and rounding out the rares, we have Scrapyard Magnetron. Not a horrible pack, but definitely not the best we've seen for sure. So like always, go ahead and let me know what your top 5 picks are in the comments down below, and we'll get you entered into every week's drawing there. I think that's about it. I think so. Stash that chest away there. So other than that, if you want to let me know something else about the video, be sure to do it in the comments down below. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of these, be sure to click subscribe down below, and we'll have another video for you soon.